Delve into one book daily, and today we're diving into Tale of Two Cities. Haven't you ever looked back on the past late at night, feeling trapped by a memory, an identity, or an era? Those unrelieved regrets, choices made out of necessity, and the warmth that slipped away when you tried to hold on amid chaos. They weave a tight net, suffocating you in the noise and haunting you in the calm. We like to think we're masters of our own fate, yet we often become helpless passengers swept up in the tide of the times, struggling between perseverance and redemption, lost and adrift. A Tale of Two Cities, a historical novel by British author Charles Dickens, published in 1859, is set against the backdrop of the French Revolution. It weaves together the fates of London and Paris and tells the story of love and redemption for ordinary people in turbulent times. What makes this book timeless is its exploration of a universal human predicament, seeking light in darkness and clinging to kindness in despair. One of the story's central figures is Sydney Carton, a listless lawyer in London's legal world. Born into ordinariness, he possesses great talent, yet chooses to wallow in decadence, repeating mechanical work in court and numbing himself with alcohol. "I am a useless man," Carton murmurs to himself as he drinks alone late at night. "I have no purpose, no attachments, just a shadow floating in London's fog, ready to vanish with the wind." He is well aware of his gifts, yet he can never find meaning in life, his heart eaten away by endless emptiness and self-loathing. This decadence stems from his disappointment with reality, and more deeply, his doubt about his own worth. He watches others scramble for fame and fortune, too proud to conform, yet powerless to change his circumstances, escaping only through self-destruction. In stark contrast to Carton is Charles Darnay, a French youth who renounces his aristocratic heritage. Born into the powerful Evermond noble family, Darnay has hated his family's cruelty and greed since childhood. "I refuse to inherit that blood-stained legacy," Darnay tells Lucie when revealing his background, his eyes filled with resolve and guilt. "The pain of those harmed by my family pierces my heart like needles. I must flee that circle of sin and atone in my own way." He voluntarily gives up his title and wealth, moves to London alone, and makes a living teaching French, longing to build an honest life through his own efforts. Darnay's clarity and courage highlight Carton's decadence and confusion, foreshadowing their drastically different fates. The arrival of Lucie Manette becomes a beacon illuminating both men's lives. Gentle and kind, Lucie possesses profound empathy. She sees the vulnerability beneath Carton's facade and understands the burden Darnay carries. When Carton pours out his heart to Lucie for the first time, he drops all his defenses, his voice trembling. "I know I don't deserve your kindness. I'm beyond redemption, but as long as I can watch you from afar and know you're happy, that's enough for me." This humble, profound love becomes the only warmth in Carton's heart, laying the groundwork for his later sacrifice. Meanwhile, the love between Darnay and Lucie is equal and sincere. They support each other through life's storms, becoming each other's spiritual pillars. The outbreak of the French Revolution shatters everyone's peace. Angry commoners take to the streets of Paris, overthrowing the aristocracy. Once lofty nobles are reduced to prisoners, and the flames of revolution engulf the entire city. "We've had enough of oppression, enough of exploitation," the revolutionaries shout, their eyes burning with hatred and fanaticism. "Today, we take back what is rightfully ours." What begins as a fight for freedom and equality spirals out of control, devolving into a bloody revenge. Innocent people are implicated, violence replaces justice, and Paris is plunged into fear and chaos. Determined to rescue his imprisoned servant, Darnay returns to turbulent Paris, only to be arrested by the revolutionaries. Upon learning the news, Lucie immediately travels to Paris with her child, doing everything in her power to save him. In prison, Darnay endures endless torment and despair, watching those around him sent to the guillotine one by one. Filled with fear, he never gives up hope. "I cannot die," he writes in his diary. "Lucie and the child are waiting for me. I must survive and return to them. Everything I've done is to protect them. I cannot let that perseverance be in vain." His love for his family sustains him through the darkest days. When Carton hears of Darnay's arrest, he makes a decision that changes everyone's fate. He travels to Paris, watches Lucie waiting anxiously outside the prison, and makes his final choice. "I have wasted my entire life." Carton stands on the street, staring at Paris's night sky, his heart calm yet resolute. "But now, I have finally found my purpose. Lucie, all I can do for you is set the one you love free, to make you happy forever." Discovering their striking resemblance, he devises a daring plan, trading his own life for Darnay's freedom. In prison, Carton swaps places with Darnay. As cold handcuffs clamp around his wrists, he feels no fear. "This is my choice, willingly made," he whispers silently in the direction Darnay flees. "I can finally do something meaningful, finally escape the useless man I once was." He reflects on his life, those decadent days, that hidden love, all finding their resolution in this moment. On the revolutionary square, the guillotine blade falls, freezing Carton's life in time, yet his spirit achieves eternal redemption. Dickens uses delicate prose to depict Paris's dramatic transformation before and after the revolution. Once grand noble mansions lie in ruins, street cobblestones stained with blood, and people's faces shift from apathy to fanaticism, then to fear. This detailed sketch not only creates a vivid sense of the era, but also reveals the revolution's complexity. It brings both hope and destruction, overthrows oppression, yet breeds new violence. The contrasts between Carton and Darnay, nobles and commoners, pre- and post-revolution, amplify the story's dramatic tension, leaving readers stunned by the complexity of human nature and the cruelty of the times. Beyond Carton, Darnay, and Lucie, other characters are equally vivid. The ruthless Marquis Evrémonde embodies the decay and brutality of the old aristocracy. His death is an inevitable product of the times. The kind, brave Madame Defarge, note, corrected from original Madame Darnay for accuracy, defends her family in her own way, showcasing female resilience. The fanatical revolutionary Madame Defarge is consumed by hatred, ultimately destroyed by the storm she helps unleash. Each character follows their own fate, their choices and struggles weaving together this epic tapestry of the era. Carton's sacrifice is the story's climax. He transforms from a listless, self-loathing decadent into a hero willing to die for love and redemption. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. Dickens's opening line perfectly encapsulates Carton's fate. Living in a chaotic, cruel era, he finds his self-worth amid the turmoil, achieving spiritual transcendence. His sacrifice not only saves Darnay and Lucie's family, but also interprets the power of love and the meaning of redemption. True redemption lies not in escaping the past, but in facing it bravely and creating happiness for those we love. In his final moments, Carton's heart is filled with peace and relief. He imagines Lucie and Darnay living happily with their child, the warmth and peace he never knew. "What I do now is the calmest, most resolute act of my life," he murmurs inwardly. "I will trade my life for their future. This is more valuable than all the days I've lived before." This courage to face death comes from his devotion to love and his reconciliation with himself. No longer hating or escaping, he completes his redemption in the most heroic way. The revolutionary storm eventually passes, and Paris gradually returns to calm. Yet the lives lost and fates altered in the chaos endure in history. Darnay and Lucie leave Paris with their child, returning to London. They forever cherish Carton's sacrifice, infusing every moment of their lives with gratitude. They know Carton is gone, but his spirit lives on, a perceived treasure in their lives. While A Tale of Two Cities appears to be a historical novel about the French Revolution, it is actually a profound fable about human nature, redemption, and the times. Through the tangled fates of nobles and commoners, Dickens explores eternal themes: oppression and resistance, hatred and love, destruction and redemption, issues humanity can never escape. The revolution erupts from centuries of aristocratic oppression and exploitation. The commoners' pent-up hatred erupts like a volcano, becoming an unstoppable force of destruction. Yet when hatred takes control and violence replaces justice, the revolution loses its original purpose, devolving into indiscriminate revenge. This teaches us that hatred can never solve problems. It only brings more destruction. Only love and tolerance can resolve conflicts and achieve true peace and equality.
Carton's journey illustrates the true meaning of self-redemption. In modern society, many of us resemble the old Carton, trapped in self-doubt and confusion. Burdened by work pressure, trivial daily life, and others' expectations, we gradually lose ourselves, wasting our lives in listlessness. We yearn to change but lack the courage. We crave love but fear being hurt after giving. Carton's story shows that self-redemption is never instant. It requires us to face our vulnerabilities bravely, to find our inner passions and perseverance. True self-worth lies not in fame or status, but in our willingness to fight for those we love and cherish, and to make the right choices when it matters most. The revolution's descent into chaos also offers a profound lesson for modern audiences. In an era of information overload and frequent conflicts, we are often swept up by emotions, guided by public opinion, and trapped in extreme thinking. Like the Parisian revolutionaries, we may make impulsive decisions out of momentary anger, hurting those around us and ourselves. This reminds us that no matter how difficult or unjust our circumstances, we must remain rational and calm, upholding justice and kindness. Violence and hatred can never bring real change. Only rational thinking, tolerance, and positive action can solve problems and drive social progress. Meanwhile, A Tale of Two Cities explores the relationship between individuals and the times. Each of us lives in a specific historical context. The tide of the times shapes our choices, and our choices, in turn, influence the times. Darnay renounces his aristocratic identity to atone, embodying clarity and perseverance amid the chaos. Carton transcends his era through sacrifice, realizing his self-worth. In modern society, we also face challenges and opportunities brought by the times. We may be burdened by pressure or lost in the chaos. But Carton's story tells us that no matter how the times change, we must uphold our bottom lines and passions, find our purpose, and write our own life stories in our own way. Additionally, the power of love in the story offers warmth and inspiration for modern life. In a fast-paced, high-pressure society, we often overlook the importance of love, letting relationships become cold and distant. Chasing fame and success, we lose the most precious emotions along the way. Lucie's love warms Carton and Darnay, guiding them toward their purpose. Carton's love saves Darnay's family, achieving eternal redemption. This teaches us that love is the most powerful force in the world. It can resolve hatred, heal pain, and bring hope and courage. We must cherish the love around us, learn to give love, and connect with others through love to combat life's confusion and pain. A Tale of Two Cities also reminds us that history repeats itself. The lessons of the French Revolution remain relevant today. Both the aristocracy's decay and oppression and the revolutionaries' fanaticism and violence warn us to guard against the abuse of power, respect everyone's rights and dignity, and pursue true freedom and equality. In modern society, we must learn from history, reflect on ourselves and our society, and build a better world through reason and tolerance. The love and redemption embodied in Carton's sacrifice are like a beam of light, shining through 2 centuries to illuminate our path forward. In an era filled with confusion and anxiety, A Tale of Two Cities tells us that no matter how difficult our circumstances, we must never give up pursuing love and beauty or lose ourselves. Everyone has the chance to achieve self-redemption, to create extraordinary value in an ordinary life. The tenderness and courage hidden in our hearts, the efforts we make for those we love, these will eventually become the most precious treasures in our lives. No summary can replace the original work. A good book is worth reading page by page. I'm Paper Campfire. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to our next encounter.